Hi there, everyone, and welcome to another edition of JOYELY Studios Influencer of Joy. And today we have on the amazing Adriana Lee, and she is with yogawithadriana.com. Is that right?
Yes, it is.
Very cool. So very pleasant to meet you. You are in Las Vegas.
I am, yes.
Yes, awesome. So welcome to the show. In general, we are talking on the show today about a formula called, our formula is find, be, and share. So we really inspire people to find their joy, be their joy, and share their joy. So we get the opportunity to talk to Adriana about that today. So before I get started, Adriana, why don't you just tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, so I am, like you said, based in Las Vegas. I am a yoga teacher. I also teach Pilates and a couple other fitness things. And I've been teaching for a long time, but also have a social media presence.
And so what is your training to do all of that?
I've done a lot of trainings. Yoga teacher training, it turns out, is really fun. So I've done a lot of them. I've done one through just a vinyasa school that was in Spain. It was really beautiful. But when I came out of it, I didn't quite feel like I was ready to teach. So I did another training in Vegas through Hibbs Yoga, then another one in Miami, and then another one in Vegas again. So I've done a lot of trainings.
Awesome. And it seems like you're a little bit of an expert in the mental health field. So I noticed your blog is really inspirational, especially how to deal with what's going on in the world right now.
Yeah, I don't want to call myself an expert, but I have myself battled with some mental health issues. So I definitely have kind of made it a point to add in little aspects of mental wellness support into my yoga teaching as much as possible, and definitely into my blog and social media.
So tell me, what you say your definition of joy is?
For me, joy is just all about being in the moment, being present, and living your purpose and connecting with people that are, important to you.
Totally agree. Like connection, especially now. I'm just so happy that people are taking the time to stay connected. I mean, I don't know about you, but I've been having the most amazing conversations with people from all over the world. And so, yeah, it's fun to catch people at home, right?
I know, it's amazing. It's so great. And I mean, it's interesting to see how we respond. And if this happened even just 50 years ago, we wouldn't have the same tools to be able to stay connected. So it's kind of amazing that it happened at this time where we can still have FaceTime with people who are clear across the world or just down the street,
Absolutely. So do you like my chair?
I love your chair. It's amazing.
So our chair is one of those things that's supposed to be at an event, but that's not a thing right now. So I wish you were actually sitting in my chair, but because I'm not, or you're not, and we can't, I'm sitting in it for now, but hopefully you'll be able to do so soon. And when you do, I would ask you already, which is what your definition of joy was. So thank you for sharing that about connectedness. I think that's huge. So how do you find your joy in work? Like what's the juicy thing for you every day?
For me, I teach yoga, and there is nothing more joyful than sharing a practice that has helped me so much and that I love so much. And then getting to see the way that it affects, the people who I'm teaching. It's a life-changing practice. And I think there's, nothing happier or nothing more joyful than to be able to share something that has brought you as much joy as yoga has brought me.
That's awesome. So that's the fine part of the formula. So the being part is like, I know you mentioned people love to participate. Since it seems like do you have like a studio, like people come into your studio, right?
I teach at several different studios, but
Okay.
I don't own one myself. But I teach at 3, and all 3 have now gone onto like a virtual yoga platform, which is amazing. So I'm still teaching.
As much? Are you really busy?
No, I am busy. I teach every day, but
Okay.
nowhere near as busy as I was, before the studios all closed.
Sure. So tell me, like, maybe just give me, it's just, I don't know, being your joy is really important every day. Like you have to show up being your joy, but then it's also being with other people that are joyful because of your, inspiration and your presence. So can you give me any examples about, sort of people's response to your yoga? Have you changed lives in any way or created any motivation for people maybe?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I see it in all of my students that I get to regularly teach. You definitely see physical changes, emotional changes, spiritual changes, all of these things. But I started offering yoga teacher training program just last year. And that was definitely a big game changer for me, because there were students that, came to the practice, started seeing big results for themselves, loved it so much, wanted to then share it, and then did a teacher training with me and the two women that I run training with. And watching their transformation and then them going off and sharing their joy and sharing the practice of yoga has been, I think that's definitely been like the biggest platform for me to be able to share.
I love that. And I just think, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong, Adriana, but doesn't it sometimes get lost in that you go to work and you do your thing and you're like, does anybody care? And then think about what you just said and how many lives you've impacted, probably so many families, children, dinner, more joyful, like tons and tons of lives that you create joy for. It's just, and I just think that people sometimes forget that they are so impactful, right? Like we get on to the next thing, right?
Definitely. Yeah. It's amazing. Mm-hmm.
All right. So last question is, wow, time flies when we're having fun. The last question is, so you are obviously sharing your joy and you're having a blast and you're doing an amazing job on social media. Is there anything else going on or anything that you would like to be able to do to share your joy even on a bigger scale?
Oh yeah. I mean, right now I'm just kind of getting into the online teaching world because I had to, because we all have to, but it was never really a thing for me. I had social media and I taught classes in person, but now being able to share yoga online has actually broadened my reach, because I used to live in Florida, and now I'm able to see in person my students in Florida and practice, have them practice with me, which is really cool. It's like you're two places at once, only you're all over at once.
Absolutely. And as far as your social media presence, are you looking for products, or what is it that you do on social media? Can you share with us a little bit?
I do a lot of, I mostly just share either yoga videos or yoga photos, but I'll
Which are beautiful. Everybody needs to check them out. Your moves, they're insane.
Yeah, and I do work with some brands and do ads for their products and things like that, usually in the health and wellness scope. But yeah.
Speaking of which, I need to give a shout out to my sponsor. This is called OTs. I don't know if you've ever heard of it. I'll just share it with everybody. It's ots.com. And I met them at a trade show. We've been in the CPG business for a long time, but it's organic green tea mint. They're delicious. It'll give me a little pickup during the day. But the cool thing is they're biodegradable bags.
That's
so
amazing.
There's no plastic involved, and they give 1% back to the planet. So that's my
cool.
shout out to OTs. Anyway, what else? Let's see. I wanted to, oh yes. So you're in Las Vegas. So I wanted to share our party with you since we have a little bit of time. Can I share that with you?
Yeah, please do. Absolutely.
Yes, thank you. So on May 30th, we are actually launching JOYELY. So we're super excited about putting a bunch of speakers on our virtual platform, and we're calling it a sage and sock party. So everyone who has some sort of fun socks can come to the party. It's a Saturday morning, and it's going to be virtual, and it's going to be on Facebook. So we would love it if you would come, Adriana.
That sounds like a blast. I will be there.
Do you have any yellow socks?
Yes, I do. They have little foxes on them. Actually, they're really cute.
And when's the last time you wore them?
It's been a while.
Yeah, that's really cool. That's exciting. All right. So thank you very much for being an influencer of joy. I just want to ask you if you wanted to just share anything kind of from your heart that you think that would help other people become more joyful, more influencers of joy, like yourselves, like yourself. How do you show up on a daily basis that kind of just radiates who you are?
Absolutely. I would say just, especially during these times, take some time to go outside, take some time to move your body, and then use whatever platform you have to, to reach out if you're not feeling your joy. And when you do have your joy, to reach out and share it, because you never know who you'll influence.
That's so beautiful. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you. Absolutely. This was great.
Have a great day. And everybody, she is at let's see, Yoga with Adriana, and that's her social media handle and her website. So joy to everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And then we're gonna finish with that pretty picture.